Welcome back to my new video, guys. In this video I'll show you how you can convert a website into an application and how do how you can launch that app in the Google Play Store and how to create an account in Google Play Console to launch your first app. So it might be a long video, but be patient. We will describe it elaborately and you will learn from scratch. So first of all, to convert a website into an application, you have to download and install Android Studio, because the in Android Studio the conversion of website into app is too easy. It's not that much of difficult. Just follow my simple steps. So here is the Android Studio. I already installed that. You can refer any of the YouTube tutorials on how to install Android Studio in your PC. So let's click on it, Android Studio. It will open. So now it is opening Android Studio. So in your case you will see a different screen. Like here you will find some new project section. You have to create the new project because I already on some project, that's why it's showing me that project. New project, click on that new project file and then click on this empty activity because we don't want any kind of activities in our app. So click on this empty activity. Now click on next. Now put the name of your application. For me it's Deep Bazaar. It is a fashion shopping app. Like here you can shop all kind of fashion products for men, women, etc. So in the package name you might see that .com .example something something, but in that case you need to change with your website name, because after successfully creating your app it might run on some devices, but Google Play Console would not permit you to launch that app in the Play Store. So it should be, it should be some real website name, and in the save location you can choose your desired location. And for language you need to choose Java. Right now you can choose Kotlin also if you prefer Kotlin. In this tutorial I will use Java, but you can easily convert the Java code into Kotlin by online, Java to Kotlin, and search on Google on that. So the first option from Stack Overflow, that is not our preference. You can use this trykotlin.org Java to Kotlin conversion. So here you just need to copy that Java code and paste it over here. It will automatically convert that Java code into a Kotlin code. So it is very easy procedure. You don't need to worry about that. For newer Android application, Kotlin is much preferable because Android Studio doesn't support, Java as a main language. It supports Kotlin as a main language. Then in the API level you can choose any of them. Like if you choose like Android 4.2 Jelly Bean, the app will support approximately 98.1% device. That means which devices running Android 4.2 and above versions, those Android version can support this application. Below this Android 4.2, that is this, ice cream sandwich devices will not support this application. So you can choose any of that. That does not matter. Like then click on this finish option. So you can see this project built successfully, and this is the main activity.java, and this is the XML file. You can click on this design option to see how it's looking. It looks like a simple hello world program. So we don't need this hello world thing. We need only WebView. A simple WebView command can convert your website into this application. It is too easy. Like before that you need to change this constant layout into a linear layout. So linear layout, we want that linear layout, and in the width and height it should be match parent, and in the context it should be dot main activity, and the orientation should be vertical. So write the orientation code, orientation, and it should be vertical. And now we don't need this text view. And if you want to see how the website is looking right now, you can choose this preview option. It will directly, you can see the text and the design simultaneously. So we don't need that right now. we just close that one, and we don't need the text view also, just close that. And we need only web view, so write web view over here. And for width we need match parent, and for height we need wrap content. And after that, give this an id. Click on id and id name. The id name should be activity main web view. Okay, now you have to add some 4 extra comments. That is, just follow my steps, it will very easy procedures. You don't need to think much about it. I will make another separate videos on how to do, I mean how to convert a website into application without knowing any kind of coding over here. You just convert in some websites and you can launch that app into Play Store. Play Store will not, you know, will not stop you to launch that app in the Play Store. It will allow you to launch that app in the Play Store, because Play Store only allows the signed APK, and that website will make an app with the signed APK things. Like, I'll show that in the later videos. For now, just do these steps. So we want app colon layout constraint bottom to bottom of equals to parent. Similarly, left of, okay, it will not showing some suggestions, so we have to do it manually. So just copy that code, paste 3 times more, 1, 2 and 3. Now change this code, like it should be the left of, and here it should be left. Similarly, here it should be right. And lastly, for the last option, we have to do the top section, the top, and this one should be top. Okay, so we are just added this 4 layout constant and id and the layout height and width. That's it, you don't need to do anything. So let's check how the website is looking. See, it is saying the web view. So now let's go to the Java section, like main activity.java. Over here, let's click on this and see the import version. So let's do some coding over here. This is the main section where your app will connect to your website. So let's do that. First of all, let's do like private web view space m web view. So let's put a semicolon over here. It is showing some error because we don't added the web view class over here. So just click on it and press alt plus enter. It will say that you have to import the class. Just click on it and it will import that class. See, this one is the class for this tag. So after that, go over here, click enter and write m web view equals to, in the parentheses write web view and close the parentheses, it's already closed. So, and then write find view by id and put the id name r dot id dot, what's the id of that thing? It's activities main web view. So write that thing, activity main web view. So after that, we have to put the semicolon and just click on enter, and then web setting space web settings, this is the name of that variable, and equals to m web view dot get strings, get settings, sorry, and then put a semicolon, and after that click on. After that you have to load your URL. No, before that we have to enable the JavaScript, because if your website contain any kind of JavaScript coding, Android Studio will not permit that in your application. So you have to enable the JavaScript coding. So for that, like, write web setting dot set JavaScript enabled, and then in this parenthesis write true, because it is a boolean parenthesis. And after that you have to load your URL. So aim webview dot load URL, and here you have to put your URL. So for me it's https clone slash slash www dot, it's 3w, yeah, and then write shop 101.com slash the buzzer. That's it. So now let's connect with this URL with the activity main. So for that, write mwebview dot set web view client, second one, and in this parenthesis put another parenthesis and write here my app web view client, and over here write on page finished. Then, so after writing this on page finished, you have to put the parenthesis again and write here view comma, comma, and then URL. Okay, so after that, just okay, so you can see this is showing some error over here, because we have to create another Java class with this kind of name. So just copy it and over here just click on, right click on it and create a new Java class. Name it as my app web view client, and here it is a class, and for superclass and interface class keep it blank, and visibility public and modifier none. Then just click on this OK option. Now you can see my app web view client.java is created. So over here it will not show an error. So after that, so you can see it is showing some error because we did some mistakes. So to solve that mistakes, just modify it with this thing, and just over here. So because we are getting error on that previous comment, so we have to modify it like this. In the first parenthesis new, then your package name, and then the Java client, because it will redirect this thing with this Java client, Java class. So after that put a second bracket over here and then put enter, and here you have to do some coding. So first of all, you have to hide the loading page, because you don't want to see that it is loading. Like in Google, you have, if you search for your website, first it loads, then it will open that website. So you don't want to see that, because while it is loading your website, you want to see a splash screen, like it is on screen which will come before showing your your website in the app. So for that you have to, for that you have to hide your loading page. So give a comment like it is a hide the loading page, then put enter and find view by id. Okay, it is not recognizing it because I think there is some mistake. So we have to override that thing, like put override override. Where is that override? So see this one, it is saying override. Now put enter and create a new class, public void, create a new function, not class, public void on page finished. because when the screen, when the loading is finished, it will show the screen. Before that, it will show the splash screen. So what is splash screen? If you just Google it, like splash screen, it will show that thing. So see, this is the splash screen for Skype. Before launching the Skype, you see this kind of logo. This is for Duolingo. This is for PayPal. So before launching the PayPal, it shows this screen. This is called splash screen. You have to add this thing because you don't want to wait your customer, like your user. So that's why we are using this function, public void on page finished, and in the first parenthesis write web view, and then view, then a comma and string url. Okay, now put another second bracket, and in the second bracket write find view by id, and put the id of the splash screen, but we didn't add the splash screen yet. So we have to add an image view before it, before the web view. So let's add the splash screen first. So right here, image view, and the height and width should be match parent because we want to show the, the splash screen with full screen, like it will show the full screen. So we are choosing the match parent command, and then put a id of it. The id should be anything. For now it is splash loading 01, whatever, you can write anything over here. So now scale type should be fit key, that means actually fit xy. Yeah, here it is. It will fit the all the screen because I'll show that it later. Like suppose you didn't put that thing, fit key. So just remove it over here and write this fourth thing again. Just copy over it and paste it over here. And now you have to, you know import that image. So we don't have any image right now. We have to put that in the phrase and in the mip map. Right click on it and show in explorer. Click on it, so it will show in explorer. Go into this 6 or 5 folder and paste your splash screen over here. So I copied my splash screen and pasting over here in every place, like for HDPI, for MDPI, for XHDPI, and for double X HDPI, and double X HDPI. So now we have to import that image. So for that, like src, oops, it is writing in the wrong place. So we have to write over here src and write src. Now we want to import that image. Like in mip map, we are, the folder name is splash loading, this one. So click on it and it will import that image. Like go design, and you can see it is not loading as a full screen. There is some blank space in the bottom and in the top. So for to fix that, you have to use the scale type fit x key, I mean fit xy. It will fit the screen. So you can see it is fixed. The splash screen will be load with the full screen image. So now we have to add that splash screen over here. So right here the id of that splash screen, that is splash loading 1, and then close the bracket. After that put a dot and set visibility. So we didn't write the visibility in the activity main, so we have to write the visibility over here, like visibility and visible, because we want it as a visible thing. So write it set visibility and view dot gone, because after loading the splash screen we don't want that, so it should be gone, right? So it is too easy. Like after that, put an enter, and we have to import that. What is that? It is web view item over here, because after the splash screen we want to load the web view. So for that, find view by id and r dot id dot the id of that web view, that is activity main web view. So put it here, and after that set visibility, and it should be view dot visible, because we don't want it as a gun. Like we don't want it to be removed after loading. So we want to keep that thing, so it should be visible after loading. And the splash screen should be gun, that means it should be removed after loading. So you understand, right? Now after this after this on create method, write private class my, oops, we accidentally put an enter over here. So my app web view, sorry, client, and extends to the web view client. Okay, web view client, and put a second bracket over here. So that's it, you don't need to write anything over here. So now let's edit the my web view client g.java. So over here you have to write it like public class extends, public class my app web view client extends web view client. So you can see it already imported a class according to it. So after that you have to write like override, and then public, you have to add a function public boolean, yeah, boolean, and should override url, should override url loading web view, and then view and comma string space url. So it is actually, it will do that when the splash screen will be display on your screen, in the background the url of your website will be loaded, because it will be loaded in the background after loading successfully. After loading your url successfully, it will close the splash screen and it will show your website in your mobile app. So that's why it is important. So now put a second bracket over here and put enter. If URI dot parse URL, and if it get host, where is that get host, yeah, get host, and dot ends with, so it is showing an error over here uri, because we didn't import that class, I think. Yeah, it is saying that you have to import that class. Just click on it and it will import that class already. So ends with first bracket, put your website link over here. For me it is shop101.com/the So remember one thing here, you don't need to write the https www dot. See, in the main activity we write the whole URL here, like https colon slash slash www dot, then your website name. But in here you don't need to write that previous thing, you just need to write your domain name over here. And after that, because it will load that domain name in the background. After that, and you have to enter the if statement, right? So put a second bracket and enter the if statement. It should return false. Okay, now semicolon, and Now you have to intent space intent. So it is showing an error. We have to import that class again. So it is too easy. You just need to press alt plus enter, and it will show what is the exact error, and you just need to do that. It is saying that you have to import that class. Just click on it and it will import that class automatically. You don't need to write anything. This is the best facility in Android Studio. It will suggest what are the things we have to write. After that, what is the exact error, how can you fix that. It will show everything over here. So like intent, it is the name of that variable, and new intent, and in the first parenthesis like intent dot action view. Where is that action view? So see, it is suggesting a lots of things. So we didn't get that thing, so write it action, and we still didn't get that things. Action view, yeah, there it is, action view. Then put a comma and uri dot parse. Then in the first parenthesis write url, because we want to load that url. So after that put a semicolon. It should end this line. Now write two more line like view dot get content context, and in the first bracket after that like put start activity. So where is that start activity? Yeah, start activity intent. So right here intent, not in capital I, it should be small I, and after that return true. Okay, so the my WebView Client.java is successfully created, and my main activity.java is also created. Now just check how is the app looking right now. So it is initialing my virtual device. So here it is, Nexus 5X. So click OK. It will build that, build all the program. It will take some time. Depends on your computer speed. So the virtual device is opened successfully. Now the Gradle is running. So now it is showing an error. See the compiler error output for details. So it is expecting a bracket. So where it is expecting, I don't know. Okay, over here it is expecting a bracket. So let's check. Yeah, we actually added an extra bracket over here. That's why it's showing an error. So remove one bracket. That's why it is showing an error expected. So run this app again. Now I don't think it should show any kind of errors because we don't have any errors. Yeah, the grade built successfully. Now it will install that APK. It will take some time because of that custom package. If you use the example dot your device name dot the project name, it won't take that much of time because that will not a custom package. So now it's saying installing APKs, and the install is successful. Now it's launching the APK. So you can see the first mistake is the green border and the logo over here, and the second mistake is it is not showing the website. Okay, so you can see it is showing an error because it can't load that web page. So it is saying that web page not available. That means the web page is loaded successfully. So there is no mistake on it. The coding is all correct. So you have to give this app a permission called internet access. For that, go to the manifest android manifest.xml. So here you have to add two more lines over here or one lines. It depends on your choice. So for me, I will write this user permission, and the Android name, it should be Android permission dot internet, this one, because we want the internet permission. And we will have I mean, we have a login account, so we want to, we want to access the manage account also. That's why we will use another permission, that is the user permission, and manage account. So that's it for you. It may be the only one thing, that is internet. If your website doesn't have any login sign up option, then you don't need the second one. It totally depends on you. How many permissions do you need? Like some website needs the storage permission, some needs the location permission. It totally depends on your website, what kind of website do you have. So we need only internet access, and now run that app again. So it's loading again. Let's close this thing, and yeah, graded bill running. So now you can see it first loading the splash screen, and after gaining the internet access, it will load that website. For first time it will take some time because it needs to gain the internet access, but for the second time it will not take that much of time. It totally depends upon your internet speed, how much speed do your internet connection have. For me it's very poor, that's why it's taking some time to load the page. Yeah, the page is loaded successfully. So you can see everything is perfect right now, but there are some mistakes over here. Like it is showing this kind of deep buzzer with a green background, and the background is also, the notification bar is also deep green. It is not matching our website. Our website doesn't have any green color, so it is totally unmatchable color. And the second thing is, if you click on this t-shirt category, it will load the t-shirt category, and you can choose any of one of them. Suppose you choose this one. Now suppose the user wants to back that page, like he wants to go to the previous page to select another dress. But if the user click on this back option, it will close the app because we didn't write that code. Like what will be happen if the user press this back option? It should, like, if the user press this back option, it should back the previous page, not close the app. For closing the app we have this middle option, right? So we have to code that again, like for the back section. For that, go to the main activity.java, and after the onCreate function, create another function. First of all, override this one, like write override. Yeah, that is. And after that, create another function that we want is as a public void on back present or pressed. Yeah, we want the back press function. So put a parenthesis, and then if we have to put some condition, like aim WebView dot can go back. Okay, and inside the if statement we want aim WebView dot go back, because if the user press the back option, it should go the back, that means the previous page, not close the app. And else, for second bracket, write super dot on back pressed. Okay, now let's check the app again, load that app. So actually this video is pretty long because there are so many things we have to describe. So it's installing that apk and launching that activity. First it will show the splash screen, and the splash screen is loaded successfully with full screen, but we want to remove this action bar. We will do that later on. So like click on it, the t-shirt category, and press any of the t-shirt. Suppose the user didn't like that t-shirt and the user wants to back this page, so click on this back option, and it will back the previous page. It will not close the whole application. See, that means this on back pressed function loaded successfully. So now we want to remove this thing and we want to match some color according to my website. It totally depends on your website color. So for that we have to go to the values, and in the color section, see, it is deep green for the notification bar and green for the action bar. We want to change both of these things. So for both of these color, like for color primary and the color primary dark, we want this code, hex code. Remember, you have to put the hex code here. You don't need to put the, the name of that name of that color, that is red, black, green. You can't, this Android Studio won't read that code, so you have to put that hex code of that color. You can just simply Google that code. Google the hex code of red, it will show the hex code of red, and that's it. So we want this color as a primary color, and for primary dark, that is the notification bar color, we want the same color. So F3C677, and the color accent, we don't have this color accent, it is like a useless thing over here. And let's go to the style section, and in the style section we don't want that action bar, right? It is saying that it has the action bar like this one, like where is that app? Let's open that debugger app. And see, this is called a action bar. We don't want this action bar, just put it here, no action bar, no, and that's it, no action bar. You don't want any action bar, right? So now loads that app again. Now it is installing that app and launching the activity. Now you can see the notification bar color has been changed, and it is matching the splash screen color. And after opening the app, it is actually loading the website in the background, and after opening the app, there is no action bar over here because we put the no action bar, you know comment over here. That is why it is not showing any action bar. So now our app is almost ready, like 99% or 95% is ready. We want to change this logo. We want a logo like this is a testing app. You can check this, like this is the deep budget test app. We want a logo, I mean, not a logo, it is the app icon. We want a app icon like this. So for that, make a app icon fast. For that, I will use the Canva because I love Canvas so much. So the Canva page is opening. Now I think I have my app icon over here. See, this should be my app icon. So let's load this thing and DPB and let the buzzer begin. So this is my app icon. I want this as the app icon. You can choose any of these things if you like this thing. So, but you know what? I don't want to keep this kind of text because it looks very ugly. You can see it has some text but it is not visible. So I don't want this kind of text. No other app has this kind of text, so I just remove this text. So delete it, and I want this logo some bigger size. So like this, and this thing is also big. And no, this is not a center aligned. Yeah, it is like almost centered. I should keep it a little bit more, or no, that's okay. So this look good. Okay, so now download it as a png file, or you can use the Adobe Photoshop to create your app icon. It totally depends on your comfortability. Like if you comfortable on Adobe Photoshop, you can use that thing, app icon. Okay, save this thing and like close this thing also. Okay, so let's import that app icon. For that thing, you have to go over here, res, yep, and in the new you have to click this image asset, click on it, and it will show this kind of thing. Like the first thing is the foreground, and the background is the screen layer. Okay, if you want to put a green layer, that means if you want to put a background and foreground different, you can do that also, but for me I will keep one thing. I mean, I have like foreground and background is in the same place, so that's why I will upload that thing only. So in path I have to go to the D folder, I mean local disk D, and click on this app icon.png. So click on OK and it's loaded successfully. But there is something mistake, like see the border is like going outside of this circle, so it will not, I mean it will create kind of bad impression on my app. The logo is like going outside of that icon thing, so I will just resize it. Like it is 100%, I will just put it as 95%. 93, it's too small. No, 95, how can, yeah, 95 is good. So next, click on this next option after uploading your app icon, and you need not to do any kind of change. Remember the size of that app icon. If you use Photoshop or any other platform, you have to put this size only, like 512 into 512 pixel, and you don't need to do anything over here. Just click on this finish option, and you can see it is like loaded successfully. Click on this IC launcher foreground, it will show your preview. Like it is not showing that thing, but let's check whether it is uploaded or not. Like build that file again and wait a minute. Now it is installing the APK and launching the activity. So the app is launched successfully. Let's see that app again. Yeah, it is launching successfully. So after the splash screen, it should show the web view. Yeah, it is showing the web view. Let's see the app icon. Now you can see the app icon is changed over here. So you can see this app icon, it is not contains any kind of text, but the testing version of the budget is containing the text, so we don't want that thing, so that's why we remove that text over here. So you can see it is, the app icon is created successfully. So our app is totally ready. In my next video I will show you how you can create a signed APK and how to launch your app in Google Play Store. If you don't create a signed APK, like you have this kind of APK, right? But you can't put this kind of APK in Google Play Store. Google Play Store only allows the signed APK. So how to create a signed APK and how to create the Google Play Store, I mean how to create not a Google Play Store, like how to launch your app in Google Play Store, how to create an account in Google Play Console to launch your app, I'll show that in the next video. So till then, subscribe this channel and hit that like button. Thank you so much for watching this video.